Hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today in my kitchen here in sunny Florida. You know, Florida has some of the very best produce in all of the world, and I grow some great vegetables and fruits right here in my own yard. So I'm going to showcase a few of those for you today. What I want to do right now to get started is put some of these already peeled and deveined shrimp into boiling water, okay? And they were the small shrimp. I'm going to give this a little bit of a zhuzh. And I'm going to go over here. This here is a lemon boy. This here is a phoenix. Hey, phoenix. I'm going to finish chopping some of these tomatoes into this bowl right here, okay? And I want to encourage my Florida neighbors to have your own garden. It's easy to do, and the rewards are, well, you'll be the hit of the neighborhood. Okay? So I'm just going to put these in here. And the same thing with this lemon boy, which the tangy pop of this lemon boy, you see, it's a little bit of a firmer tomato. So it has a real nice firm taste, while these phoenix over here have a more of a mellow and melt in your mouth, okay, texture to them. So they all go in the party, okay? Get in there. And these chives grow readily in my garden. As a matter of fact, I started out with one little bunch of chives in my garden, and they have actually walked across, okay, the garden, and now I have a clump here, and a clump there. It's very easy to do. So what we want to do is fill this up with chives, okay? Here's some extra chives right here. Now, we want to do the same thing with this cilantro, okay? You need a big bunch of cilantro. You want to fill up this bowl over here, okay? So we are going to rough cut this cilantro, okay? You know, my dad used to have a garden, and he used to walk around in the garden with me. And now I find myself, when I'm talking to my friends on Facebook, you know, at the end there, I say, well, I'm going to go take a walk in the garden. Yeah. And they're like, really? I'd like to come over to your house sometime. And, you know, they come over and we take walks together, and I fill a little basket filled with things from the garden, and they get to take it home. All right. Now what I'm doing is I am going to scoop this beautiful avocado into here also, okay? Take this right here. See that? Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. And we are going to do the same thing with this one. See how easy this is? The rewards are great. And in it goes. Don't like that little piece. Take that out. There we go. All right. We have those players into the pool. Now, the first time I had this, I took this over to my mom's house. My sister was there from North Carolina. We ate our bellies full. I had them try and guess all of the different ingredients that went into this Mexican shrimp cocktail. Ooh, boy. Did you see how I did that? If your pot of water is about to boil over, if you blow on the top of it, it bursts the tension on those bubbles, and it won't boil over quite as bad, okay? So that's a little trick that I can show you right here. All right, so I'm putting these into, this is actually a glass bowl with ice, lots of salt, and bay leaves, okay? That's what's in the bottom here. And then this is the colander on top. And now I plunged it into that icy water without it getting right in the ice. I've made that mistake before. And here I am trying to get the shrimp out with ice, trying to pick the shrimp out with the ice in there too. Don't make that mistake, okay? So listen, you want these shrimp to be tender. Don't boil these until they're little pieces of rubber. And as you can see, these are very tender, all right? And again, it's salty water. All right, getting back to this. My mom and my sister had so much fun trying to guess all of the ingredients in the shrimp cocktail. They named them all except the last ingredient. And, you know, I was not going to just give it up. So like hours went by. So this is it. This is fresh squeezed orange juice, okay? Seeds out of it. About equal amounts of good ketchup. You want to use a good ketchup, okay? Chili sauce works great too. Chili sauce is just a ketchup on steroids is really what it is. So here we go. And the tanginess of the ketchup and the tartness of the oranges. Watch this. Are you ready for this? In it goes. Is that not beautiful? Okay. Now, Emily does not leave any stone unturned. We're going to fry some fresh tortillas. I'm going to show you how to do that. But check this out. We stir this up. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Maybe I should move this over here. Okay. And you want some type of a bowl like this. You want it to be glass so everyone can see all of the beautiful colors, all of what goes into it. My sister and my mom, you know, when they found out that it was fresh squeezed orange juice, you know, then it all made sense. But until then, they had no idea. I'm giving you the secret here, okay? All right, now here are our beautiful shrimp. So we'll just take some of them, put them in the party. We got that going. Okay. And fill it up. Fill it up. Nobody wants to go to a party and see things half filled. All right. And there is that. And now I'm going to turn my attention to frying tortillas. All right, so what we've put together here is a Mexican shrimp cocktail. You can't go to any Mexican restaurant here in Florida without that being on the appetizer menu. And at this time, we are going to, if we are going to take the time to make fresh cocktail, we are going to take the time to fry our own tortillas. And listen, folks, once you fry your own tortillas, look how easy this is. Watch this. Now, a few tips about the oil. If you can put your hand over the oil comfortably without jerking it away, that oil is not hot enough. If you put your hand over this oil and you have to jerk it away, that oil is too hot. It's as simple as that. That's old Florida logic right there, I'll tell you that. So, this takes literally 2 seconds, okay? And they're puffing up. It smells like chips in here. And I used a combination of corn and flour tortillas. The reason why I did that is because it just adds variety. Nothing better than variety in life, okay? Now, I wish you could come over and feel what is going on here. You can begin tapping these. They're starting to dry out a bit. They're soft and pliable and have a bit of water in them here, you see. But, all right, you see this little bit of brownish coming on? Let's take these bad boys out. And as you take some out, and we're going to put it in this colander here, because we want all that excess oil to roll off of there, okay? And as you pull these out, you put a few more in. And you do this until your party goers have a belly full, okay? So, while these chips over here, and you don't want to crowd this. See how each one of these chips has its own place? Everybody wants their own place, even a chip. So, one night, my family was playing music at a local juke joint, and at the end of the night, we realized that we didn't have our car keys, okay? Our truck keys. We had already loaded up our equipment in the truck, but we couldn't get away from there. So, there was 3 boys there still. It was 1:45. I moseyed up to the bar and sat down, and I kindly and gently asked them if they would take us home tonight. I assured him that we only lived 2 or 3 miles away, which is the beauty of this. Oh my goodness, can you imagine if we had been a long way from home when this happened? So, needless to say, I got him to take us home. There were 3 of them, and there was 3 of us, me and our guitar player and my daughter, who is our guitar player and singer. And I was thinking on the way home, how can I thank these guys for doing this for us? I remembered I had had some Mexican shrimp cocktail left over from the night before. So at 2:15 in the morning, after we had locked up the truck and left it there at the bar, and you ought to saw us piled into this little truck that this guy had, but you know, it worked for us that night. So when they brought us home, I started frying tortillas, and I brought out the Mexican shrimp cocktail, and I made, you know, some nice sweet iced tea, and we had a fabulous time playing music from like 2:30 in the morning till about 6 o'clock in the morning. When one of the guys was seriously begging, he's like, you know, my girlfriend is going to kill me if I don't get home soon. So that's one of my fond memories of having Mexican shrimp cocktail and frying tostones. I'm going to put these last ones in here. Those guys ate really well that night. And the one guy said to the other, I thought you didn't like avocados. And the guy looks at the other one and says, I do now. So I'm serious. You need to give this a try. You might say you don't like it, but you know what? I bet you will. Now listen, some people put jalapeno in there. And like I already said, some people use chili sauce. Chili sauce is a little bit more intense of a flavor than ketchup. So, you know, there's variations with that. You certainly could use lump crab in there. That would be awesome. All right, while these chips are still warm, that is when you want to salt and pepper, salt. Salt, see? This is where I'm putting the salt. When it's still warm, it will melt. If you put salt on cold chips, it bounces right off. Okay? So work with your food when you make awesome dishes like this for your family. I wish you could be here to smell this. It certainly smells like a Mexican restaurant in here. And you know, if you have family or loved ones around, you can very nicely say things like, would you please help me take the leaves off of this cilantro? And you can sit there and dice your tomatoes, and the other person can pick the cilantro, and before you know it, you've both created this beautiful, beautiful dish. Okay, let me get the few things out of the way. Put this right here for you. Okay, we'll put this right in here. And of course, I would keep frying tortillas till it was just, you know, filled completely up. Okay, all the way around. And as long as more people were coming to the party, I would fry more tortillas. All right, so here we are. A little bit of chives. Okay. And this, my friends, is fresh Mexican shrimp cocktail with orange juice and ketchup. Okay, fresh tortillas, lots of produce featured from my own garden. Thanks for coming.